Good morning or good night. It is time for the obligatory video that every anime figure YouTuber has to do every year. And they usually do it once at the beginning of the year or twice at the beginning of the year and in the middle of the year. And it's that video. We're doing anime figure pre-orders for the rest of this year at 2023 going into 2024 because looking at my list, I don't have that many pre-orders open for anime figures. Before really getting into the video of putting up JPEGs and talking about the figures that I'm excited for the rest of this year and going on to next year, I think I want to talk about the pre-ordering anime figures discussion, because I think pre-ordering anime figures is in an interesting state right now, to say the least. If you don't care about discussions, you can skip right here. Ever since 2022, I felt like the need to pre-order figures has really diminished within the entire community. I don't, especially this year, a lot of people have been vouching, oh, don't pre-order figures, that it's just gonna hit the bin right afterward, which is true, somewhat true. It does. A lot of figures that have come out recently this year have just hit the pre-owned bin or have been in stock, and they have the Ami Ami discount, which is about $30 off, which is kind of crazy. It's either that or Amazon Japan or other sites like Mercari JP and Yahoo Japan's auctions. You could probably pick it up for a little bit less there, but other than that, you're just saving on shipping at that point, because your shipping, oh my god, shipping has gotten so expensive. It's gotten to the point where EMS is the same price as DHL. I'm crying because, yeah, you were the chosen one, EMS. You were the chosen one. At least that's the case for the US. I know that in Canada, for example, EMS is so much cheaper than DHL. My regards goes to my Canadians. I hope one day you don't have to worry about customs. Granted, this goes for most figures that released within the past year or so. Most being in big, bold font, because the Gojo made by Furyu, that figure I didn't pre-order because I'm dumb, and I wasn't dumb, but I was broke at the time, so I couldn't afford pre-ordering this and some other stuff that I think I got that same month. So I just waited and buckled down and just waited to see it on the pre-owned or in stock. Didn't happen, and he's going for the same price on Mercari JP, if not a little bit more expensive. I've also seen him for a lot of money at conventions and stuff like that. So, just play your cards right. If you think a figure isn't worth it, then wait for it to release, because more than likely within the modern figure space, it will have a lot of in stock, and you can then, people who have pre-ordered it and are willing to take the hit or whatever, they upload their photos and you can see it. Oh, this figure is worth it, or this figure is not worth it, and you can make your judgments then. Just don't sit around too long like I did for Gojo, because it catches up. The supply and demand is a thing, and once the supply is up, that's it, and you're gonna just have to just bite the bullet and eventually have to get this Gojo soon. With pre-ordering figures, I have two general rules I like to try to stand by. Some special exceptions apply, but these two are the biggest questions where I'm damn, maybe I shouldn't pre-order this figure. I should just wait, cross his hands. One, how badly do I want more of said IP or said character? Because believe it or not, Rem and Hatsune Miku both still sell extremely well, and that's why there's so many figures that release every year of the same characters, and sometimes in the same design. Rem being the biggest example, because Hatsune Miku, I feel has gotten to the point where people are gonna pre-order her no matter what. It could literally, Max Factory literally released this fucking really cheap, I take that back, it's not cheap looking, but I wouldn't spend the amount of money that they want for her. she's literally 1,000 yen difference from the 2010 racing Miku that looks so much better than her and looks so much more dynamic, and it's just like whoa, 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 why? But people are still gonna pre-order her no matter what, so it's kind of like a lose-lose situation at that point. But for Rem, it still baffles me that she gets figures, but she sells so well because she gets such really good figures sometimes, like the recent Chinese dress figures of Rem and Amelia. Like I almost copped. I won't lie. I was like, damn. You know, like they might be overrated, but like I don't know. You know, in baby terms, the more pre-orders a said figure gets, then that goes to the manufacturers and the licensors and whoever the distributors, and they're like, oh my god, they must really like quintuplets to want more figures of them, and they make more quintuplets figures. And me, I'm like, yo, I want more quintuplet figures, and then they're like, oh my god, and then you get more quintuplet figures, and the cycle loops until quintuplets is out of the question, and until about like 5 years later, where we get the 5th anniversary quintuplet line, and I'm like, oh my god, I remember quintuplets, and then I ordered the same said figures, yada yada yada. Some shows and video games don't get that chance. Some of them are just stuck in limbo forever. Like, I feel bad for people who be waiting for the Nendos and the scales of figures that have been announced and then never get released and then secretly canceled probably. And they're just gonna hit the drafts forever. And it sucks. It really does suck. Because I've had a couple of figures where it's like, damn, I wish those exist. So if you genuinely like the character or the series or the whatever, you like it enough to want like to put it on a higher priority list for the manufacturer and the licensor to see that like, yes, we want more stuff of said series, then you just gotta pre-order no matter what, sadly. Because the only like caveat of this is that you might blindly have to pre-order something. And that is something that I've not wanted to take the risk at, especially in this market where things are so expensive and shipping so expensive. Like the ones made by Alice Glint, I think the Dark Fallen Angel Mikus, imagine, the Nakano sisters, all 5 of them look amazing, and the prototypes, I'm like, oh my god, the Miku's coming out soon, hopefully. So if she looks really good, then yeah, I'll pull up. But yeah, that's the only exception where if it's a new company, yeah, maybe I'm not willing to pull up on the pre-order. But there's so many other quintuplet figures that I don't mind. Sometimes the IP doesn't get that chance, you know? There was so little Arknight figures that I was just like, I will pre-order like anything that I was like, this character I liked enough, you know, I'll pre-order it. And now there's a bunch of Arknight figures, thankfully, because of that. Or at least I like to think, because it seems like Apex actually knows how to make figures to make money, unlike all the Rems. If supporting the IP or slash series slash anime slash whatever is not strong enough, then it goes to number 2, and it outweighs like everything to me. And it's how crazy is this figure? How special is this figure? Like, is this figure like holy shit? Like big ass. Like it's basically the equivalent of the Mona Lisa, essentially. There's some figures that I don't think fit my collection, but like I was like, holy shit. But I had to pre-order no matter what, essentially, to make sure that I had this figure. There's only one on my list that I can think of that really followed this rule, but the only other one that has come out recently is the prototype of the 16th anniversary Miku. Like the 15th anniversary Miku was cute, you know. It was strawberry, like I could eat it, like it was really cute. But like the 16th, well, dude, if it looks like the drawing basically in real life, like right there, 1/7 scale, like hit me up. Okay, like good smile. I'm pre-ordering 3. I need it that bad. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I've rambled long enough. My audacity says I've been rambling for 11 minutes now. So let's talk about the pre-order list. Let's get this out of the way because I've talked about quintuplets quite a bit. I have the girlies. I love quintuplet girls. This is Good Smile's date style version of all 5 girls from quintuplets. I picked all of them up, yes, but I think each of them I picked them up on AmiAmi for 15,000 yen after the AmiAmi discount, which is really good. I didn't realize they were 1/6 scales until after I made my first initial anime figure pre-order video earlier this year. And I was like, damn, for 1/6 and they look like this? Dude, that's a steal. You know what I'm saying? So the first one to release is Miku, and she's releasing in July. And for July, that's the only figure that I have on pre-order because in July I'm going to Anime Expo. Woohoo! So I'm gonna be broke. And I was like, I'm not gonna skip on this line. I'm gonna get all 5 of them, so I'm committing to her. And then in August I have Nino, and then in September I have Yotsuba, and then in October I have Ichika, and then in December, November, I have Itsuki. Itsuki being the weirdest because I feel like out of like all the girls, her being released last is kind of like bruh because she's not the least popular, but you know, I feel like she's gonna be forgotten. Like the fact that the 2 most popular girls have released already by this time, and then Yusuke's kind of like dragging along. I will say though, like out of the 5, I think she's definitely the most cutest. If I had to only pick up one, I would only pick up Miku because she's my bias. But if I had no bias, I'd probably just pick up Itsuki's because Itsuki's is objectively probably the best. Unless you're a coffee person, then it'd probably be Ishika's, but Itsuki's is objectively the best. Alright, going into August, I have two other figures other than Nino. I have Percival from Grand Blue Fantasy, made by Altair, which is the collaboration between Alter and Ami. I still stand by my guns that he still looks like the promotional the promotional art that they based this figure off of. And if not, like the whole composition, the armor, the sword, like everything else about this figure is so on point. It's so good that I had to pick it up, even though it's gonna probably be really expensive and hurt wallet coon. Like I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna keep it to it. And the other one is the Bochi Nendo. And this is the only Nendoroid that I'm gonna have for a while, unless all the other Kisoku band girlies are gonna release this year later this year. There you go. I guess I'm getting more Nendos, but I really cut back on Nendos because I just don't like setting them up, honestly, and I would rather just have a little bit more space for my scales, even though scales take up a lot more space than Nendos, but whatever, and money. Just the $50 going towards shipping is a lot. It helps. So, and my brother wanted the Boshi Nendo too, so I was like, I'll cop it. I don't know if my siblings want the other 3. By obligation, I feel like if you have the Boshi Nendo, you have to pair her up, at least with Kita, her girlfriend, okay? And the other 2 bandmates, like, by obligation, you should pick them up. But, you can do whatever. If you just pick up Boshi, then, that's how it goes, I actually only picked her up so that I could post her in her blanket looking like this right next to my Naneshko Nendoroid. And they can be at the campfire with Rin sitting. And if the other 3 kind of have, like, similar poses, then that'd be so funny, actually. Going on to September, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, not including Yotsuba. So I have 5 new figures, including Yotsuba is 6. God damn, holy shit! Let's first talk about these 2 because I might not keep these 2. So I have Genshin Impact Travelers made by Kotobukiya 1/7 scales, both Lumine and Aether. So last year, I pre-ordered and I got the Barbara that Kotobukiya made, and Kotobukiya's Barbara had a problem where her music notes didn't go into her base very well, and I sold her because of that, because I didn't want to like deal with it. And honestly, I'm not too in love with Genjin anymore to really get this many figures. Like I still like my like Klee figure. I still have my Ningguang and Ganyus to still unbox, but I'm not sure if I want any other Genjin figures at this point. Unless that official figure that Alter announced like 2 years ago, feels like probably 3 years now. God damn, is like outstanding, then I'll probably pick them up, or it has to be something crazy. Or Baiju, by obligation, he's my Genjin husband, so I have to pick him up. But these two I might not keep, especially the fact that I didn't get the bonus face plates. I'm not too broken about Lumine. I picked up Lumine so that he so that she can match with her brother. And Aether, like if I had his bonus faceplate, then yeah, probably. But both of them just regular, I'd probably just gonna sell right afterwards of picking them up. Or if not, I'm probably just gonna cancel them, because both of them with shipping, that's a lot. That's a lot. Next we have Reimu, the Yasified Reimu 1/8 scale by QuestQ. It's something edition. It's done by an artist, and she's supposed to look like this Castlevania esque art style, and she's so raw. Okay, I think I first saw this character, I was like, who is he? And I saw like it was Reimu. I was like, what the fuck, what the fuck. I do want like a regular Weimu in my collection one day, but I'm on a quest to complete this line eventually one day. And the more figures that QuestQ does of this line, then I have to objectively pick them up. But this one's definitely like a I'm keeping no matter what, because like dude, like if you're a Toho fan and you don't like this line, like what's wrong with you? Like this so raw, so good. I haven't found like a Reimu figure that I've like absolutely fell in love with yet though. Not on the same scale as this one. The only one that I really liked in comparison to like this would be like Aquamarines. I don't know. I haven't found any other ones that hit hard as this one. Next is Ulterior Riselin's Scout 1/7 scale made by Alter, where she has this very smug face and she's looking back. I remember when she had a lot of backlash because a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, it doesn't look like the promotional photo." Nah, she's pretty dead on, and I still stick to that. She's super. Oh my god, like. I'm so excited to have a like an actual Riser figure, because she has so many, but a lot of them end up bargaining bins anyway, because a lot of them are kind of the same, just boobs, ass, and thighs. And I feel like this one has a different appeal to it. I mean, granted, she's probably still gonna bargain bin no matter what, but she's the biggest appeal here, other than probably her thighs, is the fact that her face looks like this, and it's so good. Next is PA-15, made by Apex. She's from Girls Frontline. She's a 1/7 scale. This is the Phantom Thief Champagne version. I think this is her damaged version of this skin. I think her regular version looks different from this, but I've been wanting a PA-15 figure since Fat Company let me down and delayed the fuck out of the school version. Squirrel clothes version. I don't know what her official skin name is, but dude, that figure has been delayed so many times. There's been figures that have been announced and released by Fat Company faster than her, okay? So in that video, I said that I canceled my pre-order with Solaris, which is what I needed the money at the time. And at this point, she was slated to release in July, and then she got pushed back to August. So at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if this figure came out before that figure. I'm waiting on if Fat Company matches that quality, but we're not talking about her. We're talking about her. Sex so much. Oh my god. And it's not like weird. It's still like, oh yeah, it's still pretty lewd, but like it doesn't give me vibes of like her other figures that PA-15 has. Like the China dress one, I'm kind of like, ooh, other than the cut corners that Fat Company did, Shake's Fist. Um, I don't know. I don't like the whole vibes of the figure, if that makes sense. And the other two figures, I think she has two figures. Either that or someone picked up the prototype, because I know one of them was a garage kit for the longest time, and someone finally picked it up, and then another company did the same version of that skin but undamaged, but it's one where she's quite literally a child and she's playing a Switch, and is it a little pricey for Apex prices? Yeah, it is a little pricey, but look, the Blaze Arknights figure that I'm still on the hunt for is going for so much money, so they gotta make money somehow over there, so I don't blame them, because goddamn August I just have Ichika. Okay, good, we're doing good. Hey, let's go. And I only have one for November. Oh, thank God. Imagine if they made like a Futuro date style. Dude, that'd be so funny. And they released him in November. Dude, that'd be hilarious. And you're like, I have this Chinese Hatsune Miku made by B-Box 1/7 scale. I pre-ordered her. This is the only one that I didn't pre-order off of Ami. I know, shocking, but I pre-ordered her through Amazon JP. And okay, when I first saw this figure, when I first saw the prototype compared to like the original art, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna go crazy. And then the official like paint, like pre-paint hit, and I was like, oh my God, this still goes so crazy. Because I feel like the original art, if they went with that color scheme on the figure itself, it would have been so washed out that it wouldn't have looked good. I don't know if y'all know what I'm saying, but a lot of people actually were turned off by the saturated, kind of like moodier color that B-Box went with, because this is kind of like a darker, sadder tone Hatsune Butterfly Miku. Like I've just been calling her the Butterfly Miku because I have no idea how to pronounce Chinese. But a lot of people are disappointed that they didn't go for this like lighter pastel color, and I actually disagree. I think if they went for the official colors, it wouldn't have looked good. Like the worst that could have happened is that she looked like if she was sun damaged, and I know that that's kind of like a stretch, but that's kind of what it gives me. Those type of vibes where you've let your figure kind of get baked by the sun, if they kept the original color scheme. So I really like she looks really somber too. Like the whole vibe of this figure is so crazy. It's so like, and some people have mentioned that she doesn't look like Hatsune Miku, but like this is like a sadder Hatsune Miku. This is like a I cried because of the Hatsune Miku song type of Miku. And we don't have a lot of Mikus like that, if not like ever had one. Like there's nothing on my mind that has ever kind of give me those vibes except for this figure. And that's why I think this is the only Hatsune Miku I have pre-ordered until that 16th birthday Hatsune Miku hits. Yeah. I don't even, if the paint job is horrible, I might just pre-order it still, just because. Next is December, and we have technically three. So I only have one scale. I have Iski, and we're doing really good. Hey, we don't got that many scales. Their figures were like, they're not like big. So I have Stella and Collis from Honkai Star Rail. Yes, that's right. And they're the Welcome to the Tea Party versions made by Rib Rose. Everyone thank Rib Rose for being the first ones to make Star Rail figures. And the entire party, I think the other ones that Rib Rose is gonna make is in prototype phase. I don't remember who is part of this line. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep these, to be honest. I probably will only keep the few that I really like, because I don't want like a bunch of small figures kind of laying around my collection, to be honest. But I care enough about Star Rail to pre-order these figures. So that's why they're on the pre-order list. We'll see if I keep these two. This one's technically coming out in 2024. Like, I'm gonna get it by the time it's 2024, but it's technically released in 2022. Oh, whatever. We're going into 2024 now. And this is going to be my first original figure, actually. Original character figure made by Max Cute. This is Mash Sojo Yuna, made by the artist Baya, if I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, oops, sorry. But this one, dude, Baya, first of all, God is an absolute god, and then she proceeds to cosplay her own OC slash drawings that she does. Oh my god, god damn, god damn. So when Max Cute put this out, like this entire figure is a vibe, you know, like just the drip, the assets, and just entirely looks pretty good. Max Q doesn't have that much like figures out though, so I don't know like they're if this is gonna end up turning good or not. If this ends up not being good, then well, oops. But I'm willing to take that risk. Anything for buy it. We're into 2024 now, and in January I have two figures. So these are Chen and Nan, both from Arknights, the Spring Festival version, made by Good Smile Shanghai Arts, or Good Smile Art Shanghai. Oops, my bad. Like, oh my god. First of all, Chen has been popping off. Like, she's gotten some pretty fucking fire figures. And Nan, I think Nan had one figure. Like, Nan is my like true like ultimate bias waifu in Arknights, and I think she had one made by, I don't remember actually, but I felt like the face on that one was kind of wonky. It didn't really remind me of Nan. And even though the rest of the figure was like, oh, it's pretty cool, the character, the Nan herself was enough for me to not want to buy her. This though, yo, the two right next to each other, like, come on, dog. You cannot just pre-order one of these. You cannot just pre-order Chen and not get Nan, and vice versa. You can't just get Nan and not get Chen, okay? You have to get them both. This is basically just one figure that they had to split up in two. It's like ordering the Azure Lane sisters, the two that are like right up against each other. I was pretty close to reordering this figure until I was just like, not really, to be honest. I'll wait until they release, but like you cannot just get one sister, okay? You have to get them both. And this is the same thing. You have to get both of these. It's not like the Genjin ones earlier where I think you could have one and not the other and you can be okay. Like this dude. So going into like deep into 2024, there's been a couple figures that have released in like or slated to release in 2024, like deep into 2024. So, and they're both funny enough in April. So okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Herda figure made by Apex that spins. God. They really know their audience, do they? Oh my lord. Oh. The other one in April is Weedy by Rib Rose. She is from Arknights. This is the Celebration Time version. Is this a skin like set in the game? I forget. But iconically, the Rib Rose made the Amiya. This was like one of their first figures that they ever released. And I was like, oh, it's cute. And I waited on it. And then I think, yeah, Ken did a video on it and convinced me to buy, like, not himself convincing me to buy it, but his video was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick it up because it's cool. And she's getting a re-release. Woohoo! So if you miss out on the chance to get her, you can get her now. And Weedy, I know that Weedy's not as popular as Amiya, but I know that she's going to be super cute right next to her. And if there's any more Celebration Time versions, then I don't know if I'm going to pick them up. But to best describe this figure, I'd probably say she's like the I picked out this dress, I hope it's cute type of vibe. I don't know. She because of that, she's really cute, so I picked her up. Even though I don't really know Weedy that well, I know I'm a fake Arknights fan, but this is cute enough for me to want to pick up. I know that like you put her right next to Amiya. Oh my god. Oh, the girlies are back in town. Oh my god, I can't wait. Or well, I can wait. It's in April. Like I can't wait for the other two though. Like we talking. Whoo. And that's it. I only have 20 figures total that I have pre-ordered for the rest of this year. Well, not technically the rest of this year. I have 15 for the rest of this year, and then going on to next year, I have 5. Everyone, I have just lied to you. I literally just an hour ago. I think Ami just like updated their website, and the starter made by My Ethos that I thought was Chinese exclusive, and I thought I had to go through Amazon JP with Kentai Hobby. It's on Ami now for 23,000 yen, 24,000 yen essentially. She's coming out in March, and she's slated for March, and she's probably not going to come out in March because these are Chinese figures, so she's probably going to come out in probably like June. Yay.